How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Rangers Rundown. Game 3 of the season has finished, and unfortunately the Rangers did fall to the first meeting with the New Jersey Devils, the Devils outscoring them 4-3. Quinn went with the same lineup as he did on Saturday, leaving DeAngelo as a healthy scratch and putting Georgiev between the pipes. Rooney is still injured, and I don't think there's a timetable for his return. But leaving DeAngelo out for the second game in a row raises a couple questions. I understand why he kept the same lineup. I mean, you beat a team 5-0, and you have to think, hopefully that magic continues with that lineup. Unfortunately, tonight it did not. The Rangers by no means played poorly. They played really well. They just got outplayed by the Devils, and we'll get into why later in the video. We have this weird decor on the Rangers where the worst 3 defensemen on the team are, in terms of actual defensive prowess, DeAngelo, Johnson, and Smith. Now, I like Smith. Everybody obviously wants Johnson to be the healthy scratch, but clearly Quinn likes him, or Gordon's telling him to play him. I don't know what's going on, but I just don't want to see DeAngelo get playing time and then Smith get nothing. Like, if Smith is a healthy scratch most of the season, that's just going to annoy me because I like Smith. He plays well. He's shown he can play well so far this season. And Johnson is sitting on the second pair like it's nothing. And we'll see how Coach Quinn deals with this over the next couple of games. I think by the 10th, 12th game of the season, we can start to kind of question what Quinn is doing. I mean, it's only 3 games into the season, but I'm keeping that in the back of my head as all right, let's settle down here. But let's hop into the game. In classic Rangers fashion, they let a goal in 32 seconds in from Zajac. Rangers got caught in a change. There was an outlet to Wood. Georgiev makes a great save, but he leaves a rebound, and Zajac puts it in. So half a minute into the game, Rangers are already playing from behind. A minute into the game, Kreider takes a tripping penalty. I thought it was a pretty soft call by the official, but, I'm not them. Great penalty kill, though. The Rangers' penalty kill is still doing really well. Let up 0 shots from the Devils on that penalty kill, so it was a nice job. 3:14, Georgiev, huge save on a cross-crease pass. I thought he still looked really good. Aside from that goal he let up in the beginning, he was still looking like classic Georgiev. 6 minutes in, Rangers have 0 shots on goal. The first 10 minutes of this game, they did not look good. They looked like they were playing on their heels the entire time, not really generating much. That probably speaks to how good the Devils started this game. The Rangers definitely weren't playing well, but the Devils were playing well. So after about 10 minutes, though, the Rangers started to pick it up. 6:45, Di Giuseppe almost got a breakaway, but he fumbled the puck, and I clenched my fist on that one. Halfway through the first period, Devils they're blocking everything. They're getting sticks into passing lanes. If the player has the puck, they're going right up to him. They're not giving him a lot of space to work. They're really playing a very good shut-down defensive game. They're not giving the Rangers much to work with. 12:54 was the Rangers' first good shot on goal. They had one earlier in the period, so this was their second shot on goal, but I thought it was the first good one over halfway through the first period, so they took a while to get started. 13:30 was, I thought, their first kind of really solid 60 seconds or so of solid offensive pressure. It was finally nice to see them break out and actually put on a little bit of pressure and look like they were in this game to be competitive. It was nice to see. 16:35, Gauthier rings one off the pipe, and again, I leapt off my seat a little bit, do the little half leap. 17:40, another good bout of sustained pressure, so it's the end of the period. Devils are up 1-0, but you can feel the energy kind of turning. You can feel the game evening out. The ice wasn't slanted in the Devils' direction as much after one period. Rangers were getting better at cycling, covering areas for passes. These 2 bouts of sustained pressure, they were, doing a really good job of cycling the puck around and not staying stagnant with the puck, because that's when, 2 Devils get up on you and they make you make a bad pass, and then, they're out in the neutral zone. They were cycling, they were getting the pucks around. I thought the passing was much, much, much better. Game 3 in the season, it's starting to feel like what hockey was last year with the passing. Not as many sloppy passes, not as many people falling. The skating was much better. It's at this point that I thought it's going to take a breakaway or a Devils mistake before we see a Rangers goal. Like, the Devils were just shutting everything down. And an interesting fact during the intermission, apparently, the Devils led the league in breakaways last year with 83 of them. So at this point, the Rangers really needed to make smart line changes and not allow breakaways because the Devils love breakaways. Going into the second period, good save to start the period from Georgiev. Within the first minute of this period, Lemieux blocks 2 slap shots from Subban, and he was hurting. If you rewatch the highlights from this, I don't know if they'll put it in the highlights, but he blocked a slapper, it looked like on his ankle, and he goes down and he hobbles back up, and less than a minute later blocks another one, it looked like on his knee, and he was just he was hurting. You could tell he was pounding the ice a little bit, and he was crawling to the bench. He played the rest of the game. The guy's a trooper, but I felt a little pain for him. Little under 2 minutes in, there's a scrum in the crease, and everybody finds a dancing partner. It was, Rangers are getting frustrated, and the Devils are a very high-octane team, so no fights, but McLeod took a roughing penalty. Lemieux was on the bench. He wasn't in the locker room like I thought he was going to be. And Zibanejad was denied on a partial break, which was another half jump out of the couch for that. Zibanejad played a pretty good game. 2:50. Kreider gets a power play goal. It was a beautiful one. A backhand pass. He was kind of behind the net. He does a backhand pass, bounces off of the Devils player, scoots in under the goal. It was beautiful. Lady Luck was on their side for that goal, but they tie it up at 1-1. Less than 2 minutes later, Hughes gets his first goal of the game. A long shot deflected off of Georgiev and then the post, and then it rested behind Georgiev. He didn't see it at first, and Hugh kind of zoomed in, got the puck out of there, crashed into Georgiev a little bit, but he was able to sneak that goal past Georgiev, and that was not fun to see. 6:02, Subban takes a holding penalty, and classic PK Subban, he's arguing with the ref the whole time because he can do no wrong. But the power play looks good. Kreider hit a post. The power play for the Rangers is looking really solid. And it was nice to see. They went 2 for 6 on the power play tonight. So the power play's cooking. They're getting chances. And especially against a really good defensive team that's just the Devils are just in your face the entire time. They were able to get some good power play chances. And then, a little more than 2 minutes later, Hughes scores his second goal of the game. He blocked a point play from Trouba. They were in the offensive zone. He was able to block a play from Trouba, sneak around past him, breakaway, 5-hole, and Hughes gets back-to-back goals for the Devils in this game, and they are now up 3-1. One of two-goal leads that they had in this game. 11:20, Severson takes a tripping penalty. And on that ensuing power play, Zibanejad would get a power play goal. It was a brilliant no-look pass from Fox, and Zibanejad just blasted it in. It was fantastic. So now it's 3-2. So now I'm sitting there not as stressed. Still a little stressed, but not as stressed. 15:38, Trouba takes a high sticking penalty, and Wood would score a power play goal on that power play. So the Devils are back to a 2-goal lead. It is now 4-2. And then, little less than 2 minutes later, 17:45, Subban scores a goal, and my head drops because it's 5-2. It's the end of the second period. You only got 1 period left to score 3 goals. I'm thinking this game's over. But it was offsides. Quinn with the clutch coach's challenge. You looked at the review, and I think it was, who was it? I think it was Palmieri. He's taking the puck into the zone. He loses it as he goes over the line, and he makes it off. He makes it into the zone before the puck, and it was clearly offsides. It didn't take the refs long to make the call. Goal is reversed, and Hughes is denied his 4th point of the game. Hughes had a 3-point night tonight, 2 goals and an assist. And we end the second period with the Devils up 4-2, but the Rangers outshot the Devils 22-10. in that second period. And if you look over here, they outshot the Devils 50-28. Rangers had 50 shots on goal tonight. They were not shy about shooting. But, you know, Mackenzie Blackwood, he's legit. He's one of the bright young goalies in this Eastern Division. He's got a good future, you know, and he worked his tail off tonight, and he earned this win. We go into the third period, goalie change. I didn't expect a goalie change, but you figure, you know, 4 goals in 2 periods, that's not ideal. And Shesterkin hasn't played since game 1, so I think it was both a, you know, Georgiev's obviously having a little trouble and want to give Shesterkin a little bit of playing time. I assume Shesterkin's going to start on Friday against the Penguins, but again, you never know. But it's probably safe to say because they'll probably split the crease pretty evenly this season. Beginning of the third period, Buchnevich is the only Rangers player without a shot on goal. I thought that was so weird. Every single player on the Rangers roster tonight had at least 1 shot on goal, and at this point in the third period, Buchnevich had 0. Like, it was weird. It was peculiar. It was one of those stats you look at it and you're like, They said it over the announcer said it. So I went to the app and I looked, and sure enough, it's like, wow, that's peculiar. Not much happened first couple minutes of the period. 4:03, Devils take a too many men penalty, and Hughes serves it in the box. Power play still looks good, but no goals from that. 6:11, I thought Igor made a great save. He's looking good. He's not looking like he did in game 1. He saved 8 of 8 in this third period. He didn't allow a goal, which I thought was good. Helps his confidence. He kept the Rangers in the game even though they lost. 7:01, Hedl scores a goal. It was great. It was, you know, a broken play right in front of the net, but he was able to scoot it by. And it's now 4-3 with 13 minutes left in the game. So I'm thinking, okay, the Rangers could do this. They could come back. You know, I'm thinking overtime in the back of my head. And that was the first even strength goal that the Devils let up this season. You know, this is their 3rd game of the season. And up until that point, they hadn't let up an even strength goal. I thought that was interesting. It just speaks to how good the Devils are at just getting in your face and shutting stuff down. Halfway through the period, Igor looks good. Devils aren't quitting. They're one of those teams where they get a lead and they still just try and ram it down your throat. They're not like, you know, we saw with the Islanders in game 1. You know, they get a lead and they're just concerned with just stopping you. They're not so much concerned with scoring anymore, but the Devils, they were still trying. They were still steamrolling through. 10:45, Lemieux gets a breakaway, or 43. Lemieux gets a breakaway, draws a penalty. So Lemieux, he's a 4th-line player, but he's got heart. He blocked 2 slap shots. What was that? Just the second period. And he hurts. He goes to the bench. He comes back. He draws a penalty. Like this, he's not going to be a 20-goal scorer in this league, but he's got a lot of heart, man. I like Lemieux. He draws a holding penalty from Ty Smith. And unfortunately, nothing happens on that power play. Power play was fantastic, though. I think they were in the zone pretty much the entire time. And Zibanejad fanned on an open net. Oh, my gosh. He got such a good pass, and he had the net, and he just missed wide. A little frustrating. 16:36, Bastien takes a hooking penalty, so the Rangers get another try on the power play. 6 chances on the power play tonight, and they did get 2 of them. So the power play was at 33% tonight, which is a great power play. If that's your power play for the season, you're doing really well. So Rangers power play was really good tonight. Zibanejad lost an edge during that last power play, and he awkwardly crashed into the board, and he did not look good when he got up. Like, he skated back to the bench, and he got there, and like his face was just white. Like it looked like he was about to pass out. So I don't know, maybe he banged his knee really hard, or he gave himself whiplash, knocked the air. I don't know what it was, but he did not look good. So I hope he's good for Friday. He probably will be, but he looked like a ghost. With about 2 minutes left in the game, while the Rangers are finishing that power play, they pull the goalie, so it's 6-on-4 for a little bit. And they're going, and they didn't allow the Devils to score an empty net, which I thought was admirable. Almost 2 minutes without the goalie in the net, and the Rangers were able to keep control and keep the Devils from scoring on that empty net. It was an icing with 11.8 seconds left. Rangers take a timeout, try and regroup, get one last play or two in. But unfortunately, that did not come to fruition. And the Devils come away with a victory 4-3. Shots, like I said, 50-28 for the Rangers. Face-off percentage was almost even. Rangers almost got to that 50%, just under. Power play went 2 for 6. Hits were in the Rangers' favor, 25-21, and blocks were in the Devils' favor, 18-10. Like I said, first 10 minutes were really rough, but then the rest of the game, I thought the Rangers played really well. Like, even though they lost, they played a great game. And if this is how the Rangers can play consistently, I think this will be an exciting season to watch, even if their record doesn't come out the way we want it to. Because they're playing really well. You can tell the rookies are getting more comfortable. And like I said in my season preview, our focus this year needs to be on developing the young players and getting this team ready for next year when it's time to push for the playoffs. You know, this is Quinn's third year with the team. This year's kind of a throwaway year because of all the weird stuff that's happening. But next year, we got to push for the playoffs. And I think if this game is a litmus test for how the rest of the season goes, I think we're in for some good stuff. It's starting to feel like regular hockey again. You know, a lot fewer sloppy passes. People are staying up on their skates. Power play looks really good. Hope Zibanejad is going to be okay for Friday. Shesterkin went 8 for 8 in that last period. Didn't let up a goal. And we have 7 more games like this against this team. So this looks great. The trivia question of tonight. Tonight was Buchnevich, his 250th game with the Rangers. So the question was, which Russian-born player has played the most games for the Rangers in their history? I'll give you a second. Apparently, 492 games was Alexei Kovalev. Pretty good career with the Rangers, not bad. The next game is Friday at Pittsburgh against the Penguins, our first matchup against the Penguins this year, and we'll see how it goes. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next rundown.